What's going on, people, and welcome to Man Knows Football. You are here with Guni with a bit of a late post-match review of Chelsea versus RB Salzburg. I apologise, work has kind of been coming in thick and fast at the minute, which is why some of these post-matches and my uploading hasn't been as regular over the past week or so, but it's going to get back to normal soon. So people, I apologise for that, but better late than never. You get me? Here we are, Chelsea versus RB Salzburg yesterday. Desperately needed the win in the Champions League after a dreadful start to the campaign. The 1-0 loss away to Dynamo Zagreb hurt us a lot, so that means today was pretty much a must-win because the two games that we are going to be playing after RB Salzburg will be both against AC Milan, who currently top our group and look like they're in decent form as well. So, as for the game yesterday, obviously it ended 1-1, Graham Potter's first game in charge and Graham Potter's first ever Champions League experience, and we're going to discuss and see how that went for him. But before we get into the content, please make sure you do these things for me. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as well, and leave your thoughts down there in the comments. Let's discuss RB Salzburg's approach to the game yesterday. Very aggressive in their counter-pressing, trying to win the ball high up the pitch, trying to force those errors. Very compact as well and very central, trying to outnumber us in that middle, you know, trying to win those second balls and really trying to break up our passing rhythm. But we did well to counter that because we did stretch the game out quite wide. But RB Salzburg, fair play to them. They worked hard last night, and they got the deserved equaliser, if we're being completely honest with you. Although I still feel we should have won that game, but that's what happens when you don't take your chances. So in that back line, when we was playing the back three, it was quite separated. Thiago Silva a bit isolated in the middle, Cucurella stretching out wide to the left, and the same with Azpilicueta. Raheem Sterling doing that job that we've seen Trossard do over there in Brighton, playing slightly more advanced than his counterpart Reece James on that other side. But I think the best play that we got to see from Chelsea Football Club was definitely down that left side. Cucurella offering options for Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling was able to operate wider, isolate that fullback, really go one-on-one and be direct with his man. Cucurella as well also providing overlapping options for Reece James when he found himself isolated or out of ideas. It was a very effective way to get in behind RB Salzburg, something that we have been struggling over the past few seasons under several different managers in terms of breaking down low blocks. It is quite risky and we did get punished for it with the equaliser, but no risk, no reward is the way that I see it. Obviously for me it was very risky isolating Thiago Silva. I mean, he's not the slowest defender in the world, but at that age you don't want him to make too many gut busting runs and all that, so he can be stressing out his muscles, and the next thing we know we're going to have him away for weeks because Thiago Silva is a crucial player. But in terms of the centre back pairing, that's what really got me nervous, especially when I saw on paper it was going to be a back four. I thought, how is Azpi, who is really on his way out, and Thiago Silva as a pairing going to cope with it? And that really got me worried. But as we know, with the in-game changing, Graham Potter being the tinkerer that he is, was able to provide them with some support. And I actually felt there was an improvement within this Chelsea team in terms of the passing patterns. The transitions were a lot quicker. Remember, the manager's only been here for a week, so you can't expect him to be doing miracles. But what I have seen in the small changes that I've witnessed, I think that there has been some small subtle improvements. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought Kovacic and Mason Mount were quite good as well, operating as the two number 8s. Kovacic more so on the left, Mason Mount on the right, providing that extra man so we can have overloads on the wings. As we know, like, there was a lot of space in that wing because, like I did mention to you, RB Leipzig were focusing on compacting down that middle, so we did have a lot of joy down the flanks, and I felt that Mason Mount done his job pretty well. Obviously linked up with Raheem Sterling for linked up with Reece James for that first goal, and again it was all link up play on that right side. Lovely bit of link up between Reece James and Mason Mount. Reece James making a pass to Mount, inverting on the inside, Mason Mount driving with that ball out wide, playing in a cross. And to his fellow man on the other side, Raheem Sterling, although there was a massive bit of luck, the RB Salzburg defenders really should have got a foot to it and got that ball out of play. But to our luck, it didn't. The ball landed at Raheem Sterling's feet, had his time to pick his position, puts it in the bottom right-hand corner. and that's it. 1-0. Very good finish from Raheem Sterling. And this is where I was really trying to keep an eye on Chelsea Football Club. I wanted to see if the mentality has shifted a little bit, because we are used to Chelsea, once we do score a goal, we do take our foot off the gas. We do think it's enough. We do rest on our laurels a little bit, and I didn't want to see that. But unfortunately, the gaffer hasn't been here long. These habits are not just going to go overnight. And RB Salzburg, they kill us on that counter-attack. Unfortunately, Cucurella is caught quite high up the pitch because we're trying to initiate our own attack. Kovacic, unfortunately, is dispossessed. The ball does go up on that right flank. Thiago Silva goes to his man, really commits to the tackle that he really should have got. Unfortunately, he didn't. Up until then, I thought Thiago Silva was quite solid as usual. Their man gets in behind, plays in that cross in the middle. Unfortunately, Azpilicueta is not quick enough to get across to get to Okafor, who does put the ball away in the back of the net. Kepa, in my opinion, really should have saved it. It was a bit of a stinker from Kepa. 1-1. Chelsea now putting ourselves in a position where we desperately need to get another goal. But we did show a bit of guts, you know. We did actually put our foot back down on the gas. We were putting on a lot of pressure on this Salzburg team. But after that, we do turn the intensity up. Substitutions were made, ones that I wasn't really too keen on. Gallagher coming on, Ziyech coming on, Christian Pulisic coming on. Opportunities were being created but not being taken. Hakim Ziyech with an opportunity really to put the ball in the back of the net. Ball drops on the volley to his favoured left foot. Really should have put that in the back of the net. Unfortunately, he didn't. And when he came on, he was just spamming crosses. There was one pass that he made to Gallagher in the dying minutes of the game. He really needed to be accurate with it under no pressure whatsoever. Overhits the ball. The ball goes out for a goal kick. And it just really sums up Hakim Ziyech. Really, he's having a horrible time at Chelsea. Clearly doesn't want to be at the club anymore. Tried to engineer that move over to Ajax, and it's just not working out for him, unfortunately. I saw quite a few positives. Obviously, the scoreline wasn't. We desperately needed to win that game. We are now at the bottom of our table with only 1 point in our Champions League group, and we are at a huge risk of not getting out of the group stages, which would mean we are going to be dropping down to the Europa League, something that I desperately do not want to see. Is it too late for Chelsea to turn it round? Absolutely not, in my opinion. Miracles have happened. I've seen stranger things happen. Not that it's impossible right now. I'm talking like what we're going to do is the impossible. No, there's still a chance of us getting through and, you know, making it into the knockout stages of the Champions League. Let me just go over 1 or 2 things yesterday. I thought Mason Mount had a very good game operating as the second number 8 alongside Kovacic. I thought he was quite decent. Winning back possession pretty well, linking up with Reece James pretty well. Their understanding in terms of when Reece James is going to invert and when Mason Mount's going to go on the outsides pretty well. It was one of their better games today. Mason Mount was absolutely everywhere, gave it everything today. So big up Mason Mount, to be honest with you. Kai Havertz. We've got to talk about Kai Havertz operating in that position that everybody thought was his natural position today. I thought in small pockets of the game he done all right. I thought he was shuttling those channels pretty well, offering himself as another option to be creating the overloads on either side of the flanks. I thought he was doing all right, but I feel there was a lot more that should have been coming from Kai Havertz in terms of creativity, really wanting to get at the end of things in the box. It's still not good enough for me, but I do feel sorry for Kai Havertz, man. It's been a difficult time for him, because you got to understand, on the Frank Lampard, he was operating as that number 8. Then Thomas Tuchel comes in, he's operating as a false 9. Then out wide as a inside forward. Now he's operating as a number 10 for Graham Potter. I know excuses. Kai Havertz needs to turn up. We need to start seeing what he's good at, and I fully agree with you. We need to see a better performance from Kai Havertz. Hopefully Potter is able to just get something out of him from his own system. But I did see decent signs in pockets of the game, but again, just not enough for me. Aubameyang as well was quite quiet in the game. Didn't really get a sniff, to tell you the truth. But again, just coming back from injury, coming back from a lot of trauma as well, spoke after the game saying that he's not feeling 100%. Playing with that face mask on for his jaw was quite difficult for him. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But in terms of this Champions League campaign, yes, it is concerning. 1 point in this group. 1 point in this group, and we have to play the group leaders AC Milan 2 times on the trot, and we desperately need to get 6 points out of both fixtures, which is going to be a tall order. But I've got a strange feeling about it. I think we might be able to get it over the line, people. But listen, Let me know what you think about last night's game. Do you think we're going to come out of the group stages? How do you think Graham Potter did on his debut for Chelsea Football Club? Were you happy with the tactics? Were you happy with the personnel? Let me know all of your thoughts down there, people. But listen, man, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please make sure you stay safe. Peace.